Continuing here with the news, it's gallows humor. I've got to laugh some about what we're facing. Let's just briefly get to Fukushima. I'll show you a clip of 3 days into it, the MOX 3, number 3 reactor blew up. It's a plutonium, uranium-based reactor. And I talked to top scientists at the time that had sources in Japan that studied the isotopes. They knew it was a complete and total meltdown. That one reactor was probably about 50 times, that's a conservative estimate, the type of radiation that came out of Chernobyl. Chernobyl, conservatively, according to the UN, killed about 1 million people in the next 20-plus years. But our EPA's answer has been to just raise the level of radioactive isotopes, what they say is safe. And that's like, if a kid gets run over by an 18-wheeler, well, you just still send little kids out in front of the 18-wheeler. You just write a policy saying kids can now live when an 18-wheeler going 100 miles an hour runs over them. It doesn't matter if the kid's dead. You have a piece of paper that says they're still alive. So we have radiation raining down on us. I've seen reports of it a couple hundred times, safe levels, but it's okay. Because sure, the Japanese prime minister had to resign, and the trade winds and jet stream come right over the U.S., and milks in Vermont's been found to have high levels of radiation. It's okay. Because Bloomberg is reporting Fukushima desolation, worst thing they've seen since Nagasaki, and residents are fleeing. And I've talked to people that have been in Tokyo recently. Wayne Madsen, he said he's been to Tokyo many times. It's basically empty. I mean, used to you couldn't get on a subway. Now if you get on the subway, nobody's on it. The Japanese actually ran to the south when radiation went up. Here in America, the government just says, hey, it's good for you. You know, bisphenol A is good for you. I remember when it came out that there was melamine in a bunch of products and food from China, and it was killing a bunch of Chinese, and the Chinese government executed the company head that did it and apologized, and they had all those deaths. Our EPA just responded by saying melamine's no longer bad for you. By the way, listeners aren't going to believe that. Let's just go ahead and search. EPA says melamine no longer bad for you. You'll get Washington Post. See, maybe the government can say gravity doesn't exist. And if they put a memo out and put it in the news, then suddenly I can just float to work. You know what I mean? That'd be kind of cool. Like, whoa. We ought to do a piece. Marcos does awesome graphics. He did that spontaneous combustion piece yesterday, and also the Thundar piece. Maybe we should do a piece where the government writes a memo saying there's no more gravity, and or that I'm not bound by my body, and I'll just astral project like Casper, like my ghost will go out because the government wrote a memo. Or maybe they'll write a memo saying Keebler elves are real, so I'll have Keebler elves start dancing around me in here because they say radiation's safe. They're still looking for it. Melamine, just say EPA, melamine no longer bad for you.